Hi everyone, welcome to the next chapter by Marzi. We gather here every week to talk to superstar seniors who are busting myths, breaking all sorts of stereotypes that exist in our society. I am Roonam, your host for this season. Today we have with us Mr. Subramani, who at the ripe age of 64 remains extremely busy with discovery and innovation. He has spent most of his career involved with multiple projects at ISRO. But beyond rockets and satellites, he's here to tell us how to battle loneliness, how to keep busy, and how to use unique innovations in everyday life. Welcome, Mr. Subramani. We are very excited to have you here. And can we start with your professional and personal journey so far?
Okay, so good evening, ma'am. Thank you very much for the kind invite. I'm very, very happy to be here to share all my experiences. And to begin with, I'm basically a Bangalorean, born and brought up in Bangalore. And I was from the eastern part of Bangalore, near Cantonment. And I did my schooling in Cleveland Town in St. Aloysius. And then I did my intermediate as an vocational training in the electrical engineering. And in my childhood days, I had a passion for radio. I don't know, I remember when I was 4, I used to, tune around the radio which my dad had, which is about 8 years old radio, still working in my home. And so I had a passion, love for it. And then aviation. So even now, whenever aeroplane flies over there, I used to see, and then little bit about the photography. So I have an interest in this. So this is how I grew up.
What led you to join ISRO in 1984? What was the inspiration to do that?
As I told you already, I had the passion for electronics and particularly radio. And I remember when I was in 7th standard, I went to watch a movie in a theater. And those days we used to have, before the main movie, we used to have a documentary by Indian film divisions. So that time, though I was not very much known about what is it, but I could make out an artificial satellite, India's first satellite Aryabhatta, where our late Professor U.R. Rao was explaining about the first satellite Aryabhatta. And also there was a small comment or maybe interview by our late Prime Minister, Srimati Indira Gandhi.
Right.
And that really fascinated me since I had the connection between, liking for the radio and electronics. And really, since then, this was running in my mind. And when I was in the 4th standard itself, I used to make one small radio called crystal radio.
Okay.
So I used to make, that is just with one headphone, put a diode crystal, and take it, and it's a self-powered.
In 4th grade?
Yeah.
Wow.
And so whenever there used to be the cricket matches, so just connect one wire to the ground and one as an antenna, and it's a self-powered. So I used to listen the commentary broadcasted by the medium wave, All India Radio. So somehow this radio is there in my blood right from my childhood. So that is how I got fascinated, and this particular documentary by Films Division about the Aryabhatta and Professor Rao. So that is the one made me to join ISRO. So since then I had the dream, I wanted to join ISRO.
So usually people go to theatres and parents think they'll get spoiled. But you went to a theatre and you came back with a dream to join ISRO.
Yes.
That's very interesting.
Yes,
any behind the scenes stories about ISRO that you can share with us?
Yeah, just to tell about my professional career. After my intermediate, I just told you, I had a vocational training in electrical engineering. And then my first appointment was with Indian Railways. So it was a permanent job in Indian Railways. But somehow I was not very happy with that, because my nature of job was not with electricals or electronics or anything, so I was not much interested. So for after about 1 year or so, I left Indian Railways, and then I joined HAL, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, in the helicopter design, and for a very short time. And same time I had an appointment order with ISRO also. So then I jumped from HAL to ISRO in the year 1984 October. And since then, till July 2021, I was with ISRO, putting about nearly about 37 years of service.
Wow.
And I was working in the area of space environmental simulations, where we used to test right from the component level to the spacecraft level. So this is one of the most critical testing phase of any of the spacecraft systems. and the spacecraft as a whole. So all the when I joined, the project going on was SROS, that is the Stretch Rohini Satellite Series, and then when I left, I worked till the Chandrayaan 3, including Mars Orbiter mission and all that. So behind the scenes, you asked me, while I was in the service, though the regular job was is to test the systems, components, and spacecraft level testing, and we used to simulate the very near conditions, physical conditions what exists in the space, like vacuum, and then temperatures, solar simulations. So this is what our job, and we used to do in the lab. And apart from that, since I had interest in science, particularly physics, space science, so we used to get a lot of visitors, particularly the school children, and even visitors, general visitors. So I used to go and explain them about all the exhibits, the models. So really I was doing this, and I loved doing that. So that is where I got another love for reaching out, educational outreach. So that is how I have been spending. So whenever I'm not in duty, I used to get a call whenever there is a visitors. I used to go, and I used to participate in the National Science Day. So I used to go explain them, and this is how I was spending a lot of my free time.
But how did you deal with the stress? Because Chandrayaan, of course, is very recent, but you must have gone through multiple satellites in your 37-year-old career, and such a high-stakes game because all eyes of the nation are on you almost, and obviously everyone's rooting for you to succeed. But how did you deal with that stress?
No, it's not that stressful at all, I would say.
Okay.
But we would say it's just the presence of mind. We understand the things what we do. Once if you understand what we are going to do and what we are supposed to do, I think the job is very easy. And we, with the full concentration we do. And likewise, my team, the whole team from different centers and different divisions. So we involve in that. And so always what I believe is, if you want to excel, if you want to get the best results, I follow three things. One is interest in what we are doing. Second thing is the involvement and the determination. So with these three, definitely anyone can achieve anything.
Taking a slightly different tack, you've obviously retired a few years ago, and now you are over the age of 60. And we all know that loneliness is one of the big challenges for the elders in this country, as our social fabric is changing, family structures are changing. So how is it, I believe you talked about a different technology, a ham radio, and how do you use that, or how do you think that can be used to battle loneliness?
Yes, ma'am, that's very true. One of the main, what you call difficulties, what the elders going through, the loneliness after 60, and that is mainly due to the changing lifestyle now. Okay, but luckily, since I had the passion for radio, I got into a hobby called ham radio.
What is ham radio?
Ham radio, I can put it in different ways.
Okay, please.
So first and foremost, basically it is a hobby, like any other hobby, but this is very much a scientific and a technical hobby, and a hobby of communicating from one place to another place using wireless transmitters and receivers, and from our own homes. Okay. That means what it says, ham radio is a hobby which is pursued by individuals having interest in electronics. When I say electronics, particularly in the area of wireless communication, and we are amateurs, not professionals. That means learning by ourselves. So we all know that the word amateur means the self-studying. So by self-studying, we learn electronics, and particularly in the area of wireless communications. And we are people, a group of people who have interest in radio and communicating from one place to another place using wireless transmitters and receivers. And we are duly licensed by Government of India, Ministry of Communication. So anyone can become a radio ham. The criteria is one should be above the age of 12 years. And there is no upper age limit. And then no any sort of qualification is required. Anyone can become a radio ham. So now you just imagine you have a transmitter and a receiver, a wireless transmitting and receiving, a duly licensed one. And if you have the capability to contact any part of the globe. So there is no restrictions in the distance wise, language wise, nothing. And there is certain rules around like, do's and don'ts stipulated by government. So following that, one can become a radio ham. And so having this hobby with us, every evening, every day, morning, evening, we get in touch with our friends sitting in your home.
Okay.
And my window is the what you call a gateway to the world.
Ham station.
Yes. And I can talk to my friends. Every day we do
Okay.
that. And I'm a radio ham for the last 40 years now.
40 years?
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
And so we talk to the friends.
So who
And
are some of the interesting people that you've landed up
I have
connecting
lot
with?
of friends. I have a lot of friends across the country.
Okay.
And also internationally, I have a lot of friends. And every day we talk to them. And we see the ham radio is one thing is it's a multifaceted hobby.
Okay.
And it is also called as the king of hobbies, whatever hobby you call, but I would say the ham radio is the king of hobbies.
Okay.
And so when I said that there is no limit in the distance, even you can talk to outer space. That means now we have a manned missions
Yeah.
by various space agencies, particularly US and Russia,
Yeah.
and we have International Space Station. Almost all the astronauts and cosmonauts on board the International Space Station
Are on ham radio.
they're all, most of them have a ham radio license, and there is a ham radio, a permanent ham radio station in 2 modules. And the ham radio is one way it is considered as a connectivity between the humans on board with the Mother Earth. Okay.
Wow.
So, and this hobby keeps us. So, never in my life, or for that sake, any of the radio amateurs, radio hams, we never felt that we are lonely. So, whatever the age, for example, I can give you, I have my friend who's 93 years, Air
Okay.
Commodore V. Subramanian. Okay, even at this age, last week I visited him. He stays in cantonment area. Even at that age, 93, when I went him, evening he was just rigging up some circuit.
Yeah.
And I asked him, so what is this you are doing? He said he's doing a water level controller for his apartment. Okay, so, and he listens to all the people talking.
Yeah.
And so this is how. So we overcome the loneliness. So I would say ham radio is going to be the best companion for anyone, particularly for those who are above 60.
Very, very, very interesting. And I am guessing that if you are a ham radio, you can also use this during emergencies or
Yeah.
in times of crisis.
This is the only hobby in the world which serves the society during this kind of emergencies. For example, we have gone through many natural calamities,
Yeah.
disasters, and we all know that during this kind of situation, the most important thing, the vital thing is the communication.
Communication, yes.
And unfortunately, the public communication system is the first one to get severed during this,
Absolutely.
whether it is a landslide,
Yeah,
cyclones,
yeah.
flood. But at the time, till the government machinery is restored back,
The
so a
ham radio.
communication is a must
Yeah.
for two things. One is to make the assessment of the extent of the damages,
Yeah.
and after that, relief, rescue, and
Yeah.
rehabilitation. So very much a communication is very much important, particularly in the rural
Yeah.
and hilly regions
Yeah.
where the public telephone system
Don't
gets-
always work. Yeah. Would you like to talk to us about any moments from your life, from your career that you truly cherish? Any incident that comes to mind which
In
was
my life?
special? Yes.
I always cherish those good old days of All India Radio shortwave transmissions. I cannot forget those days. I still remember, as I told you, when I was 4 years, as to climb on a stool and then tuning around my radio, my dad's radio,
Yeah.
and I used to listen for the stations and love to listen to songs, and particularly those days of Vivat Bharati. Also, I would say Doordarshan days,
Yeah.
black and white TV, enjoying Ramayan, watching,
Yes.
and then Mahabharat, Bunyad, and Chitra Manjari volume. Really,
Yeah.
I cherish those good old days. ma'am.
Nice, nice, nice.
And really, I miss those days.
Yeah, I understand. And a lot of people believe that after the age of 55, 60, once you retire, life slows down and things become boring or not interesting anymore. Of course, your life continues to be busy and interesting, and you're on top of all the innovation that is happening. So, what is the advice you would give to other people who are 60?
They have to get on to certain, they should involve themselves in some activities like social, community connected activities, and pursue some hobbies. I would suggest any hobby, not ham radio, but ham radio would be the best for them. They even don't have to come. Sitting inside the room, they can talk to their friends over radio waves. And it's a two-way radio communication. So they should involve in some activities like, social activities. They should come out, make friends in their apartments, flats, in the community, and going around, visit places, whether it's pilgrimage centers or so. In that way, they should involve. That is what I do. A lot of traveling, even at 64.
Yeah.
Almost every 10 days, I'll be just going to north, shuttling between North and South
So what's your
India.
favorite destination?
Yes, I would say every place, man.
Every
But
place?
Chennai, Marina.
Marina is very
Yes,
nice. Yeah, I
yes, I
agree
love.
actually. Marina is very nice.
I
Fair
really,
enough.
whenever I go to Chennai, I spend some time. I make it a point to go sit somewhere on the beach, enjoy the seas, the waves, the sound. I love
Lovely.
Chennai, except for the weather. And my suggestion would be the health, the paramount. So take care of your health, and that's what. So we all get older at one point in time, but what we have to do, we have to become financially independent to take care of ourselves after 60, because that is what I always feel. Life is not about how we live, how we do all that before 60, but the real life begins after 60.
Interesting. So you've obviously had a very interesting, very fabulous, exciting, high stakes career.
Yes, ma'am.
But now in your 60s, what are the things that are keeping you busy at this point?
Mainly the educational outreach program. I have my own academy where I teach the space communication. That means right from the basics, like so what's a rocket, what's a satellite, so why at all a satellite is required, and how even the children, school children, right from 6th standard, even a commoner, to understand better about the satellites. We know that now satellites have become inseparable part of anyone's life. We cannot even imagine a minute without the support of a satellite. And I reach out to schools, colleges, and so I'm into that. I'm delivered about nearly 322 lectures.
My
till now.
God.
Okay, and interacted with about nearly 25,000 school children. And so, what my suggestion for the seniors would be to engage them in this kind of activity, whatever they have. So, they should reach out to the school children, younger ones, and teach them. So, when we teach, we learn more.
Yes.
I strongly believe in that. And that is how I'm keeping myself very busy. And using the software, you can also track and tell where the International Space Station at this point in time,
where it is.
and when it is going to come over India, over Bangalore.
Yeah.
And so you can also receive the signals. I said very often they transmit, they send us beautiful greeting cards. They greet us. And many times we can expect the astronauts to pick up a microphone and say hello to the amateurs. So all this I'm teaching. So what my suggestion to the seniors, whatever you have something, you can reach out to the school children. I strongly believe, ma'am, I owe a lot to the society. Okay, because of the society, I'm here and what I am today. So a part of it, I just want to give it to them, and that's the reason I travel a lot and I reach out to the schools. And last week I was in Indore, and so I'm back in Bangalore, and tomorrow I'm leaving to Coimbatore. So I keep moving.
So you have a busy calendar.
Yes. That's how I never feel that I'm 64.
Lovely.
And even my 37 years of service in ISRO, I never felt a moment boring. I never felt my job is for monetary benefits. So that is how it was very, very interesting. I'm prepared to even serve ISRO for another 20 or 30 years without any salary. I'm ready to work because the environment what ISRO provided. So most of the ISRO people like, and most of us, they say, we don't look that old also at this age because the working atmosphere is so good. So that is what I tell people to keep busy by engaging into some social activities. So I would say teaching, anything. It's not only electronics, not only ham radio. There are so many things that elders can teach the younger generation.
Right.
And as a bit of advice to the younger generation, I would tell the most precious thing on this planet, the earth, is the time. So never waste time.
Yeah. So lovely to hear that.
Yes,
all
ma'am.
your advice for older generation, younger generation, and about how life actually can begin at 60. Thank you very much for being here with us.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. And thanks for this wonderful opportunity. Really, I look forward to meet you all and all the senior citizens in your campus here. And maybe I can also teach them how they can also get on to this activity of tracking, watching satellites, and receiving signals. And ham radio has many other facets also,
Right.
which we can share with them. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And thank you everyone for listening to our podcast, The Next Chapter by Marzi. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. We'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Do share this with other seniors who can get inspired. We come regularly with super seniors to talk to you about their stories. And if you believe some other super seniors deserve to be on our podcast, please do connect them with us, share their details in the comments below. Thank you.